Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Megara, or hi if you're new. Today I'm going to be doing a drugstore starter guide, because why the hell not? And I own a lot of makeup, so I've tested a fair amount over the years of testing makeup and playing with makeup. Not just on this channel, but in my own personal life. And I have a bag full of stuff that I want to kind of throw on my face is good drugstore stuff. One thing isn't, and I'll get to that and why it's not drugstore when I get to it, and you'll understand why. And yeah, so first of all, moisturiser. This is number 7. It is by Boots. I'm not sure if you have Boots all around the world, but Boots is a drugstore in the UK. It is very nice. I mean, they pay better than my company pays me. So I just get a little bit on my finger. It's just, this is the number 7 Hydroluminous Water Surge Gel Cream for drier skin. And particularly in the winter, like all around my chin, I get lovely spots and stuff. Like I've got another one coming up here, the little sod. And I just like using this because it gives my skin a nice face, even if I'm using like a tinted moisturiser or something, just to give it a nice start, because my skin is so dry sometimes. Today it isn't too bad, but it can be. And you guys will be impressed, I've actually got my little mirror light up ring thing down here, which makes everything a lot easier when it comes to filming. I don't know why I haven't used this in ages. Let me know what you think of this setup, because it can always change. I can always just swap it back to where I was. It might end up going back to where I was, but it could also be here for a bit. Next I've got primer, and I have the Unicorn Primer Drops, the Beauty Elixir by Barry M. These are just kind of, this is meant to be a dupe for the Jouer? The really expensive purple bottle that loads of Instagrammers were and YouTubers were on about for ages, and I haven't seen it in ages, but it's this little pink stuff, so I'm going to drip this on my face. And I know I should wait a little bit between sticking like a primer on after I've stuck like moisturiser on, but there's only so much time I have in the day, and it's already 12 o'clock, or is it 1 o'clock? It's already 1 o'clock, so I'm going to rub this in. This is nice and hydrating as well, and it being November, getting cold, I like to kind of treat my skin nice, be gentle with it, because my skin needs it quite a lot, because, well, it's dry. I've also put a lip balm on. I put on the Lano Lips lip balm stuff. Squeezy Chew, I think I had the strawberry one on today. Might be mango. Can't remember. Oh, peach. One of those ones. Now, for foundation, I've got the L'Oreal Skin Paradise Tinted Water Cream. I have it in Fair 02. I'm just going to give this a good old shake. This is what my Foundation Friday is this week. This has been sat around for ages, and this is what I'm filming in between the clips on my Foundation Friday. So it looks like this. I'm just going to squeeze a little bit onto my cheeks. It's still very peachy. The 01 shade was even peachier. So I'm just going to rub this in with my fingers, because that is what you're meant to do with these tinted moisturiser things, apparently. If you've watched my channel for a while, you'll know that I am definitely more of a medium to full coverage person, just because it hides how tired I'm looking. But this has got a nice tint to it. You can definitely still see like colour coming through, so it doesn't look like too much on your skin. I can't really feel it on there apart from the fact I haven't set it down and stuff. It feels really nice on my skin. Yeah, not much I can really say, because it's just a normal tinted moisturiser. It is a water cream, so it is hydrating. And my lips look disgusting. Sorry. So for concealer, 2 recommendations for drugstore I've got are the Collection Lasting Perfection and the Maybelline Age Rewind. I use a combination of both because I can. Both these are fairly decent coverage. So I'm just going to go in with this and just really get under my eyes. This is a really nice pale one to really brighten up my under eyes. I haven't even got any extra product out of this today, just because I don't want to kind of overcake myself. She says putting 14 layers on. Wow, that is a big difference. Then with this one, I'm going to put it over a few areas where I've got spots and stuff coming through. Literally a tiny little dot, just to give a little bit more coverage where they're at. And I'm going to blend it in with a sponge. This sponge I have is not a beauty blender. This is just a little, well, is one by Spectrum, which costs about a £5 rather than the 15 to 20 quid you'll spend on a beauty blender. You see that it's kind of blended out really nicely, giving me a little bit more coverage, brighten up my under eye. I'm going to add a little bit of the Collection Lasting Perfection just around here, just because I have been quite tired at work recently and I just need a little bit more coverage, which is what I'll be doing all week while testing this foundation out. And like that, my base is sorted. So this is what my base is looking like, just foundation and concealer on, and of course primer and stuff, but it's nice and glowy, doesn't look too heavy. If this is what you kind of need for a school day or kind of low makeup day, kind of ideal. I can't see teachers getting particularly mad at somebody for wearing tinted moisturiser and a bit of concealer. Not really. We got away with a lot at my school, I'm not gonna lie. For powder, I'm going to set everything down with the I Heart Revolution Peach Setting Powder. When it's a choice of peach or coconut, I had to go with peach, just because I'm not the biggest fan of coconut at all. I hate the texture of it. Just get a little bit in the lid, just swirl it around all over. I know you're not meant to set your lids that much, but oh well. I'm only using a tiny little bit of powder, just to set anywhere that I think is going to crease. Like my forehead will crease. And this does smell so good. I'm sorry, it just does. I'm getting a little bit more. I'm just going in with what's loose, just so I don't get too much powder on. I'm just going to make sure everything's nice and set and isn't going to go anywhere. Now from what I remember, the foundation is about a tenner. The concealers are about £5 each. The powder is about a £5. The moisturiser is currently the most expensive thing at about £15, but you can get cheaper moisturisers. This is just the one I go to on the daily. So for bronzer, blush and highlight, I have one palette, which is the Revolution X Patricia Bright one. I have this in Moonlight Glow, which is the palest one. It looks like this. So you've got a lovely bronzer, blush, highlight. These do come in actual darker shades, because Patricia is a woman of colour. But I'm glad she does something that I can actually use, whereas the darker ones would just be too dark for me. So I'm going with a bit of bronzer on a tapered brush. Is it a tapered brush? Slanted brush? And kind of warm up the edges of my face. Shrink my forehead down a bit, or whatever it is that bronzing your forehead does. I'm very aware that like bronzer, blush, highlight isn't necessary. I just like to do it. It's part of my kind of morning routine of throwing my makeup on my face, worrying that I'm going to be running late to work, end up running late to work and getting just about on time. I'm dreading the day where the boss leaves and I can't get away with walking in at 1 minute past. Because I know most bosses would be fine with it, but I'm also aware that other bosses wouldn't be. Like, we get away with so much where I work. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, over here, you'll see how much makeup I can. Like when I've got bright makeup on, I can often get away with wearing that to work. I mean, a lot of the days, if I'm wearing a black shirt, chances are it's a work day. So, bronzer is on. Why did I bother shutting this? I need it for blush. So I'm going to get my blush brush. This is a masked brush. It's just one I got out of a set. And I just go, okay, that was a bit much, but I just go in gently. I'm hoping I don't go a bit too ham with it. If I do then go in with a bit of powder, a bit more bronzer, just to kind of even myself up. And highlighter I actually leave till last because I am lazy, and if I have a bright makeup look and I get fallout on, it's a lot harder to get out of my highlighter, whereas putting highlighter over it can disguise it. I'm clever. I'm not really that clever, I just know I'm going to end up screwing up at some point. So for brows, the only thing I haven't got, which is in Drugstore, is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel. I just don't own a normal brow gel anymore, I just own the one because they can dry up. So I'm just going to whack this in my brows quickly. I just use any tinted brow gel is good. Like some more expensive ones are better, some might last longer. I just like using this one for now. I used to have the Rimmel one in a clear brow gel and it did the job just as well, but this was an offer so I bought it. I also love the Dip Brow Pomade, what I use quite often, but Collection Incredibrow It's about £3. A lot of collection stuff is really, really affordable. This stuff has lasted me ages. I've still got like that little bit on the end left. And I have it in brunette or brownie or something like that. Brown definer in brunette. No, it's brow definer in brunette. So I'm just going to go in like this. I think half the reason they keep this so cheap is because it doesn't have stuff like a spoolie on the end. It's a very simple design and you don't have to use that much of it. Like if you do get this, go in with a very, very gentle hand the first time you use it. And you'll understand why. This is more of a pomade pencil, whereas the other Drugstore pencils, which is the Revolution micro brow pencil in medium brown, looks like this. It's just a general standard skinny pencil. Is more of a brow pencil, which I used to then just go in and define everything. This one is a bit more expensive, it's like a £5, but it works. Also, a quick disclaimer, nothing I'm using in this video you have to use. It's just more of a recommendation, and it's kind of what I use on the daily, roughly, that kind of thing. Right, so I'm just going to go with eyeshadow next, and I couldn't decide which one of these to use, so I got all four out. These are the Revolution palettes. I have the collaboration palettes anyway. I have the Carmi, the Jack, the Soph and the Roxy palette. These are all £10 each. I am not sponsored. This is the Carmi one, it's much more colourful. These shimmers are amazing. The Jack one is very similar. Well, it's a completely different layout, but it's again brightly coloured. Whereas the Soph and the Roxy palettes are both very, very similar. This is the Soph one. And the Roxy one is very similar, it just has a pop of blue in the corner. And my neighbours are building something apparently today. So I'm going to go with the Soph palette. Just because this is one I've had the longest, I believe. It's the only one of the lot I've repurchased. What are you doing up there? So I'm going to go in with a bit of cookie dough, which is this lovely matte brown down here. Kind of a nice transition-y colour. I'm going to run that through my crease. Also, if you're wondering what the mirror is I'm using today, it is a number 7 light-up mirror. It's got twizzle thing, it turns around, it's got two different sides to it. I bought it because my mum has one and she loves it and I kept pinching it. I kept going in her room and using it. It's especially good when you're plucking your brows and you want to make sure that you're getting all of the little annoying little bastardy hairs. And it's just nice. It's also especially good, the pair of us I found when we're using our glasses when we're wearing makeup or wanting to do something with our glasses on, then we can get up close with it. It's very helpful. I'm wearing red today, so I'm actually going to do a cool tone look because why the hell not. I'm going to go in with Lakes, which is this greeny browny colour here. I'll load up my brush a bit. Let me know down below what your favourite palettes are, because I'll be doing a 2020 favourites video since this channel has been running nearly a year now, I know. Come a long way. Oh, I haven't really, we started off over there. Went to the sofa, went into the bedroom, got a new bed, changed location, and I'm back in here again. So we really haven't come that far geographically, but the channel's growing. Share it with your friends if you like my videos, it'd be greatly appreciated. Subscribe, all that kind of stuff, because I really appreciate it. Also, if you found my channel thanks to Megan Dixon, let me know down in the comments whichever video you pop up on, because it's really nice to know that you follow both of us, or a referral from there. Okay, it's definitely a much more cool tone of colour. I'm going to get my lovely flat brush and clean that off. It's really clean, so I'm going to go back in with that Lakes colour. And I'm going to pack that on the outer corner. Okay, run it all over my lid. If you can trust me on anything, trust me on this. If you ever make a mess, you can almost always remedy it. You're talking to the girl who did her eyelids pink, realised they were pink, didn't want to do them pink, and still managed to turn up to work on time with completely different colour looks. I think I turned up with orange that day instead. Or was it purple? I eventually went with. It was a very different colour. I think it was purple, no me. I'm a very purple person. The only thing this palette is really missing is a kind of basic nude colour to really blend the edges out. But I can forgive that because that's only down to my skin tone, not anybody else. Like if you are darker, you could use cookie dough or something. Also, if you want to get some decent brushes, I do recommend Spectrum or Real Techniques, because Spectrum are really good. I am not affiliated with them, I just really like their shit. Now I'm going to go in with this really lovely dark colour here called Brownies. It's kind of a really dark cool tone brown. I'm going to put on my flat brush. Run that. Make that outer corner a lot darker. I'm going to my crease because I'm at the point of why the hell not. I know not isn't necessarily a good place to be at, but oh well. Then with my flat brush I'm going to go with a bit of cookie dough and a bit of Lakes. And run that along my lower lash line. And go with a little tiny touch of brownie just to deepen the outer corner. It's a lot more dramatic than I was planning, but I'm rolling with it. Now I'm going to go with a bit of Aurora, which is this green just here. Get that on my finger. I'm going to put that all over my lid. We're in autumn now, and I feel like a nice dark foresty green. It's just beautiful. Ta-da! I'm going to turn the brightness down on this a little bit. This is what it's looking like. Kind of digging it. Do I have an eyeliner? I'm going to find an eyeliner. I couldn't find my eyeliner, so I'm going to try and do something stupid. I'm going to go in with a bit of Brownies, that brown colour down here, on my old brow brush. I'm going to get a bit of that loaded up and try and do kind of a little brown line. This would probably work a whole lot better if I hadn't done such a dark eye look. I'm going to go with the Cummy palette and go in with Dark Side, which is this dark colour right here. I'm not sure if it's a true black. It looks like a proper black. Yep, that's definitely a blacker black. Not exactly what I planned, but I'm going to roll with it. So for mascara, I've got two of my favourites, which is the Collection Lash Surge and the Revolution Mascara Revolution. As you can tell, I do like both of these brands. If you want a full face of either, let me know down in the comments. So I'm going to go in with the Collection Lash Surge first. Mascara does make a massive difference to any eye look, so you can use fake lashes. I like to use them when I'm feeling extra. My current favourite are the Lucy Lou lashes, which I do actually have a discount code, which is just code Megara, which will get you 10% off. And it is purely because I really like their stuff. And this mascara just makes my lashes that bit extra. So I'm going to go with highlighter, finally. And I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush, well, a lot on my brush, and highlight the high points of my face, like my cheekbones, which are almost non-existent, but let's just leave that as it is. I like to highlight my nose, and the little tip of my nose, just to kind of give it a bit of extra glow, and my cupid's bow as well. And then show some on my forehead. I like to go in with a little bit on my inner corner. And on my brow bone. And I find that really brightens my face up. Like, it's just a really nice highlighter. And for lipstick, I'm going to go in with, if I can find it, this is the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon. These are really good, they stay on pretty well as well, and aren't too drying. So I have this in shade number 10, which is Trust Your Gut. I also have another one in the shade 15, Lead the Way, which is just a bit of a darker pink. This is more of a nudie pink, so you also come with sharpness on the end, which I find really cool. I just find these are really easy to apply, that kind of stuff. And this is how it's looking. So the last step is setting spray. This will keep your makeup on all day, or help to. I've got the XX Revolution one in Hydra Fix, which is a hydrating one. And as if by magic, everything is set down. So this is what it's looking like, just all set down. So I'm hoping you liked the video. If everything I have mentioned will be down below, including a few other drugstore foundations and concealers and other stuff that I really like. I'll try and add them if I remember. If I don't, shout at me in the comments and I'll stick them in there. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again on Friday for a lovely foundation Friday. Bye!